Okay, family. Let me pause. All right, family. I told y'all that I was going to present information in 2020 that was going to change paradigms. It's going to blow socks off. Okay. Now, uh, before I continue this, I'm going to tell you guys this is not an opinion of mine. This is not quote unquote conspiracy theory. This is science. This is pure science, pure facts, universal facts. Okay? This information has been known for hundreds of thousands of years. Okay? Now, with that being said, the brother Ben Carson, he's a genius. His brother has read thoroughly and studied the Nag Hammadi text, which I have read. He's read the Emerald Tablets, which are the book of Thoth, the book of Tahuti, which I have read. He has read and studied and analyzed the book of Enoch, which was in the Bible. They pulled it out. The difference between me and Ben and the brother Ben Carson is he has devoted his life to this, and Billy Carson, I'm sorry, and he was already a scientist. Me, I'm not. I'm just a young NEGUS from the hood who read a lot of books, did a lot of analyzing, and I happen to have a degree, associate's degree in electronics. So a lot of this just clicked when I started hearing. And I speak to my ancestors, and they speak through me. So let me say this before I get the video started. Melanated people, black people, people of African descent. I told y'all before, we are light. Everything in this, we live on an earth. This earth is a three-dimensional realm that is a hologram, which is basically a light illusion. But down here, everything is light, frequency, magnetism. Okay? Light, frequency, and magnetism. That translates into vibration, that translates into energy. Okay? We are light beings from space, from the cosmos, trapped in our physical bodies, which are basically avatars. Our souls are light. African people, black people, people with melanated ancestry. Melanin, the key word. Melanin is the God particle, 666. 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. All right, let's go. Our souls are light, high frequency light from the cosmos, trapped in our physical bodies, which is this avatar that we call our physical bodies. Okay? So, with that being said, there's three, see, down here on this earth, there are 3 stages of matter. You learned this in school, probably in elementary school, or maybe middle school, when you did early science. There's liquid, there's solid, liquid, and gas. Right, family? Those are the 3 stages of matter. Physical matter, okay? So, at a certain density, which is a frequency, an element is in a gas state, which is like vapor, right? Because its vibratory frequency is very, very high. As it lowers in frequency, it becomes what? A liquid, right? Let's use water, just a perfect example. From vapor, the frequency lowers, it becomes liquid, which is water. You lower the frequency even more, It becomes more dense, then it becomes what? Ice, a solid. That was the process that we went through getting on this planet. As we got closer from the as we was sent from the cosmos down to this physical realm, the closer we got to Earth, our frequency started to lower. Once we got past the atmosphere, or what they call the Van Allen belts, it lowered from a certain frequency, which this was beyond the 3 stages of matter. This was in the 4th dimension. Then our souls lowered, got past the atmosphere, lowered in frequency, and manifested. Our souls dropped in frequency, dropped down, the light lowered in frequency, dropped down, and then we were manifested into matter, into the physical, which were through our mothers and our fathers, through birth. If you look up conception, you will see that when a female, upon conception, there is a flash of light in the female ovaries. All right? So I just wanted to preface y'all with that. This ain't conspiracy theory. This ain't no opinion. This is facts.
In 2012, a NASA-funded researcher at the University of Iowa named Jack Scudder observed a mysterious phenomenon. When the magnetic field of the Earth connected to the magnetic field of the Sun, a portal to the unknown was created between them. Scudder named these phenomena X-points. Intrigued by Scudder's theory, NASA flew a robotic spacecraft into one of these magnetic holes. This probe revealed that the X-point had the potential to transport objects directly to the Sun's atmosphere. So,
facts. Let me explain that. Let me explain what our ancestors called these. Those are vortexes that they're talking about. They're vortexes for the travel of light. Okay, family? Light. Souls are light. Not all souls are quote unquote good. Okay? Some souls are very negative in their quote unquote intentions, which in religion they call demons. These vortexes that these scientists have recently found, which our ancestors been knew about, those vortexes are gateways, stargates. They call them the Birkeland currents. Basically, there electromagnetic spheres that tunnel light back and forth. Okay, that's what they are, and their vortexes for souls.
93 million miles away. As exciting as this discovery was, since it had the ability to change known physics and to open up possibilities on a better understanding of how our universe works, the scientific communities remained divided. And deeper probes of X-points have proved challenging. They are unstable, largely invisible, and their behavior is difficult to predict. But what if there are signposts that could help scientists locate X-points on demand? And is it possible these signposts were used thousands of years ago?
Yes, they were. The pyramids were one of them. I'm going to add a little more commentary.
Among ancient traditions, there are many stories of places, physical locations on the earth, where a human, under certain conditions, at certain times of the year, and under certain cosmological conditions, can actually walk from this world into another world. They're called stargates.
Exactly.
And the idea of a stargate.
Family, I've never seen this before. I already know because I've done the research. I promise you I've never seen this.
Right now, it's not as far-fetched as it might sound.
Je pense que le territoire irakien comporte de nombreuses portes.
I believe there are many stellar gateways on the Iraqi territory. Gods could travel through stellar gates like the ones that we see in Stargate. I think this is the reason behind the problems that occur there.
L'Irak, on sait très bien qu'aujourd'hui, malheureusement,
Indeed,
Let me pause this, fellas, because the European has a tendency to make things seem like science fiction or seem spooky. It's not that. It's just science, family. Let me give you guys a practical example. If we was to go back to the 1970s and someone was to tell you, or the 1960s, before cell phones, if someone was to tell you that in 30 years there will be you will have a little metal device, electronic device in your hand where you can talk and see a person in another country, right? If someone was to tell the average person that 30, 40 years ago, they would think that you were crazy. They would think that, no, how could that be possible? When in reality, it's just science, okay? Magnetism, frequency, and light translates when you manipulate them into magnetism and energy. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's nothing spooky, okay? Nothing spooky.
we know very well that today most archaeological studies all over Iraq have come to a halt.
Alors, une fois de plus, là on sort un peu du contexte.
Maybe we could find something. The day when it is actually possible to conduct excavations again in Iraq. Once again, we are far from scientific proof. Why would the military or even the Americans focus on this particular spot? Are they using stellar portals?
J'en avais longuement discuté avec.
Yes, they are. And one of them is called the CERN machine, family. Google CERN machine. The CERN machine.
I had a long conversation with Gary Zeitling about this before he passed.
Maintenant, on ne peut pas le prouver. Bon, maintenant, il faut savoir que Jerry.
There were things he knew that he didn't tell me. His wife had worked for the American Secret Services, and he worked on the SETI project for a long time. He also collaborated a little with NASA.
Le fait qu'il se focalise autant.
But the fact that they got involved in and supported my work so much over several years makes me believe there is some truth to it, or at least that they had access to information which coincided with what I had translated.
That's the Emerald tablets right there. That's a piece of the Emerald tablets right there. That comes out of Kemet, Africa, what they call Egypt.
Anton Park's research on the Sumerian cuneiforms not only attracted the attention of those in curious fields, but it also opened new doors at looking at older evidence.
In the Sumerian text, there are stories very, very similar of where advanced intelligences were able to move between dimensional realities. And they would do it using a small device that they were able to take and tune in a very precise way to the material of the earth, to the rocks of the earth.
Tune. They tuned. Family, I never seen this before. Tune. You hear what he said? Tune. What do you do when you tune what? You tune a frequency. When you tune your radio, when you tune your TV, you're tuning it to a channel, to a frequency. Our Kemetic African ancestors have been doing this for hundreds of thousands of years, Holmes, and they have been manipulating physical matter using alchemy. This is nothing new to us. Okay? This ain't spookism. And this ain't no conspiracy theory, Holmes. This is facts. Family. Nobody on this planet can disprove what I'm saying or what these brothers or these Europeans are starting to find out. Nobody can disprove this. If they try, they're gonna make themselves look dumb. This is facts. This is science, Holmes. Let's go.
I'll say it again. Us carbonated beings are the organic computer chip in the organic computer system that's known as the universe. Okay? The universe is a three-dimensional computer system. Okay? And it is a...
The brother RFG, he's 80% correct. The universe is not three-dimensional. This solar system and this earth is three-dimensional. The universe is multi-dimensional. We, as descendants of Africans, do not even know the exact amount of dimensions. But we know that there's more than three. Way more than three. From what we know that there's five or six dimensions. But there's a fact that it's three. But it's more than three. Way more than three.
A hologram that consists of light photons that give us the illusion of matter. Alright? Holographic universe. Okay? And when you talk about the matrix is feminine. The matrix is feminine.
Facts. This is not a shot at females, but the matrix is a hologram of the three-dimensional realm. The reason why it's feminine is because from the darkness comes the light. The dark is masculine. The light is feminine. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, the dark is feminine and the light is masculine. So that's why when you do your research and your studies, you'll find out that the black woman is the god of the mature, is the first physical avatar on this earth, meaning the material realm. That's why she was first. Because from the dark comes the light.
Folks, and, you know, a lot of people are mad about me going in on Hawthorne and what's his name? Amun Ra, but people don't understand. Just because you're a carbonated being, that doesn't mean shit. You're still going to have to be able to manipulate light at a high vibratory rate.
Manipulate light at a high vibratory rate. That's called alchemy. Black people, family, alchemy. ALCHEMY. Alchemy translates into what we call chemistry. Chemistry is just a manipulation of elements in the physical. Okay? Alchemy manipulates the elements on a vibratory level, basically on an atomic level.
Okay? If you are a carbonated being and you're on a low vibratory rate, that carbon isn't going to mean shit because you're still going to stay trapped in the fucking holographic realm of 3D, folks.
Fact.
Like I said, there are good so-called gods that are carbon-based. There are bad so-called gods that are carbon-based. You cannot manipulate light as a god unless you have carbon. So that means both good and bad so-called gods are carbon-based. Okay? It's all about low vibratory light versus high vibratory light.
Facts. That is why, family, that's why in any religion, they, quote unquote, dumbed down, or they took the esoteric out and they led people to believe it's about good and evil. That's a non-esoteric translation of basically low frequency, high frequency, a battle of frequency, a battle of light. That's what it is. That is why you don't ever let anyone tell you that it's not about race, because everything is about race. Because race, what they classify as race, translates into color. Color is what, family? Every color has a different frequency on the electromagnetic spectrum. When you see a rainbow, you see every single color in the visible light spectrum. Okay? The highest is like purple, right? Purple. And then you go to the other end, and the lowest is like red. This is all science. This is what it is. I'm going to leave y'all with that.